So one of the options, Joel, that executives have long found attractive, which is building a portfolio of board seats. I know that that's an area of focus of your firm, and we could probably spend another hour talking about how to network your way onto a board or multiple boards. Could you give us the Cliff Note version, something that would just help the audience think through the possibility? Because I know it's one that has long been on executives' minds.
Preparing for a board seat is important. Preparation comes into two kinds of maybe three buckets. One is you got to have a resume people can read, just as I was talking about before. And with that, you have to have what I call a board bio. It's basically a description of maybe three themes that run through whomever you've worked with throughout your career. Okay. The second thing to prepare is you have to get board education. Where do you get board education? Well, there's various universities that provide it. I led the one at Emory for a number of years. We don't do it any longer with the change of deans, but Wharton has one. I think it's NYU has one. Northwestern, UCLA, so forth. Duke had one, and Duke suspended about the same time we did at Emory, so there's nothing in the South to speak of. The gold standard, however, is Stanford. It's the most expensive. Okay, and what's important there is what's to learn. You want to learn what people are really doing and what's really happening inside a boardroom. So it's not a fantasy or an expectation or whatever. It's real. It's real. It's granular. It's the kinds of issues that they are struggling with, and the kinds of issues that they're expected to govern and opine. And with that, you meet people who are in the same boat. Why is that important? Well, because 80% of board seats, and this is all researched, 80% of board seats go to people. It's like a club. They go to people that either the board knows or knows of. The other 20% goes to folks like myself, or if they want something independent, they go to folks like myself. The other thing one can do in that context to be known is there are a number of organizations which exist basically for board education. So instead of going to the seminar out at Stanford or UCLA or Northwestern, whatever, you could join the National Association of Corporate Directors. And perhaps if you're on a board, I think they have some criteria that they used to not have. But if you pass the criteria, it's an organization worth considering. In Georgia, we have a group called On Board. It's to assist women getting on corporate boards. There's another group called the American Association of Corporate Directors that also provides various levels of certification and education. And you're in the group, with others who are doing the same, which of course builds out your cadre of contacts. And so that's the Cliff Notes version of how I would start.